Hi, this is Grant Pierce with Live Tapless. I'm going to walk you through a demonstration of our integration with Genius, a point of sale system that allows you to have all of your menu items and their information in your point of sale as the source of truth and bring that information into Live Tapless to power your menus. That way anything you change in your point of sale gets updated on your menus automatically. Let's begin. I have a demo account right now that has no menu items, and I'm going to connect Genius by clicking on Integrations and clicking Connect underneath Genius. This is going to ask me for my API key. In order to get an API key, you have to go over to your Genius dashboard, click on the menu, click Integrations, click New, and select API as the integration type. Choose your integration partner. Live Tapless will show up in this list. If it doesn't show up in this list, reach out to me, reach out to your Genius representative, and we'll get that connection set up for you. Once that connection's set up, click on it and you will see an API key in this window. I'm going to copy that key and enter it in this box and click Submit. Now that I've entered that key, it's made the connection and it's pulled back products. It asks you which categories you want to sync. Sometimes you have a ton of information in your POS that you don't want to bring in for your menus, so you can choose just the categories you want. For example, I'm going to choose beer, I'm going to choose burgers, I'm going to choose drinks, and that'll give me enough to kind of show what this is capable of. Otherwise, you could select all products and bring them all in. You also have the option to sync certain fields. You could bring them all in like I'm doing right now, or you could be specific and say, I don't want to use these images for my menus, so I'm going to upload my own, and uncheck that image box so we don't bring them in. For ease of this demo, I'm going to bring all fields in, and I'm going to bring these categories in. Once I click Save, it brings that information over to my menu items list. You'll see it shows the menu items. It shows this Genius icon next to every menu item to show you that this menu item was brought in by Genius. And it also shows you under each field that comes from Genius this link icon. And that tells you that this is linked to Genius and that's how this information got here. For certain fields that you did bring over, if you do want to change what comes from Genius, you're allowed to do that. So if you were to click on this title of Blue Moon, it'll warn you and say you're disconnecting this field and it will no longer get updates from Genius, and that's okay. And you can say, this is actually my Blue Moon, and save it. So now this field will stay my Blue Moon no matter what happens in Genius, but everything else will continue to be updated from Genius. They all come in as inactive, so I'm going to go ahead and click active on all of these just so we have some menu items to work with. And click Save. And you'll see other things that came in. For example, this more details. This came from tags and attributes in Genius. Brought the images in, brought the title in, brought in all the categories that were part of those menu items, and it also brings in tags and attributes as categories in case you want to build menu items based on tags and categories. And it also brought in a long description and the sizes and prices of all of the variants in Genius. So this is the information that is here, and it's ready to start building menus. I'm going to build a menu board, so I'm going to click Boards at the top. And then under, this is my burger board, and under what to show, I've selected the category of burgers. So I can uncheck burgers and instead choose that I want to show drinks, and those are the items that'll come in. Or, like I said, you could use tags, and I could choose my tag. These are the items that are tagged with that. So for the burger board, I'm going to go back and choose burgers. Now the big sale of connecting Live Tapless to your point of sale is that updates that happen in Genius don't have to be made twice. So for example, breakfast burger, maybe we want to reduce the price of this menu item, maybe change that to 9, 10, and 11 instead of 10, 11, and 12. We can do that by coming back to Genius, going to our menu, clicking that breakfast burger, scrolling down and finding my small, medium, and large, and editing those prices. Change them to 9, 10, and 11, and clicking Save. Now once that's saved, you won't see the change right away. If you want it to happen right away, you come back to Menu Items and click Sync with POS. That's going to make it happen immediately, and then your menu boards will be updated. That has synced, and now if I go back to boards, that price says 9, 10, and 11. If you don't want to be syncing manually every time by clicking this link, that's okay. It's going to sync once every 24 hours on its own. So if the changes don't need to be immediate, that can come in once a day. Otherwise, if you need it to happen right now, for example, a price change might be very important, you can click that sync button and bring those changes all in at once. So make your changes in Genius, click sync, and you don't have to do any more configuration on live tap lists. You can also add other items that do not come from Genius. You can click add here and then have another item here. So this is a custom burger. Put this in the burgers category and make it active and click save. Now back on that menu board, we're going to see all the burgers that came from Genius, but also my custom burger is showing up first. And you'll notice that it does not have the Genius icon next to it, and you have full control of all the fields. So you can mix and match with things coming from your POS and things that you're adding directly to live tap lists, whatever makes the most sense for you and your workflow. And now you're all connected up and syncing things from Genius to live tap lists, and your menus look great. So hopefully this demonstration has been helpful in getting you started, and reach out with any questions and we will be happy to respond and help you get this set up. Thank you.